Good morning to all. So, in the previous section, we have started the braking of an induction motor. So, there are three brakings in induction motor, three types of brakings in induction motor. One is regenerative braking, second one is plugging or reverse voltage braking, third one is that dynamic braking of induction motor. So, we have discussed the regenerative braking and plugging in the last class. So today we'll see the third one, dynamic braking of a induction motor. So in dynamic braking system, the kinetic energy is dissipated in some form of the resistance here in the slip ring induction motor. So in that again we have three different types of dynamic brakings. One is AC dynamic braking, second one is DC dynamic braking, and third one is self-excited capacitor based braking. So we'll see first one, AC dynamic braking of a induction motor here. Now let us see what happens in the AC dynamic braking. Suppose we have a motor which is supplied from a three-phase supply voltage. Okay, so let us say the three-phase supply voltage. Okay, so let us say A, B, C here. Sorry, we'll have reverse it. Okay, so A, B, C here. Okay, A, B, C are the three supply voltages. This is a three-phase supply. We have the motor here. Okay, we have the motor here that is supplied from the three-phase supply. Okay, that is supplied from a three-phase supply A, B, C. Okay, so then we have the rotor. Okay, we have the rotor here. This is a normal slip ring motor. So the slip ring are short circuited here. Okay, so let us we have the slip ring. Okay, we have the slip ring, so that is short circuited to the rotor here, short circuited to the rotor here. When we go for AC dynamic braking, one of the phases of the motor kept open. Okay, so this complete operation we will call it as the motoring here. In motoring, so slip ring is directly connected to the rotor here. Okay, so let us consider two lead connection here. In a two lead connections, so we are going to uh, kept open one of the phase here. Okay, so let us assume that there are three phases A, B, C. Okay, A, B, C are the three phase supply, so connected with the motor here. Okay, and we have the slip ring, so that is uh, short circuited to the rotor here. Okay, so this is the connection here. So we are going to kept open the one phase. Okay, so A is kept opened here, B and C are connected to the phases C of the supply. So this connection will call it as the two lead connection. Similarly, we have the uh, three lead connections here. So here what happens in three lead connections, the construction is everything same. We have the three phase supply, we have the motor here that is connected and short circuited to the slip ring motor. Then what we are going to do, we are going to connect or short circuited the A phase with B phase here. Okay, A phase is short circuited to the B here, and B is connected to as well B supply, the C is connected to the C supplier. Okay, so what happens in motoring here, in motoring all the phases are same here, so voltage across the all the phases is Same here, Va is equal to Vb is equal to Vc here. Okay, in the motoring system, that is called we call it as the figure A. So two lead connection will call it as the figure B, and three lead connection call it as the figure C. In figure A, that is in motoring operation, all the supply voltages are same, so it draws the same amount of current here in the induction motor. Okay, so we'll start discussing from figure B. Okay, so that is two lead connection here. Okay, so in two lead connection, what happens, we made the one end of the motor is kept open here. So then whatever the current flowing in the A is 0 here. Okay, so that is Ia is equal to 0 here. So whatever the current flowing in phase B and in phase C are in opposite direction, because the current is flowing only in the two phases. So those are in the motors are kept opposite direction. So that's why the current the flowing in those two are exactly opposite direct. That is Ic is equal to minus Ib, or Ib is equal to minus Ic. Okay, so then this is about phases of the current here. So let us will discuss the uh, phase current here, total the phase current. So we are going to apply the sequence component method here to find the phase current. So Ip is equal to, that is positive current or phase current, whatever you want to call it as. So Ip is in first sequence current, that is equal to 1 by 1/3 of Ia plus alpha Ib plus alpha square Ic. We have applied the sequence component method. So then Ia is 0 in the two lead connection, because there is no connection in the phase A. So then that will be 0. Then if you simplify this, alpha Ib plus alpha square Ic, again we know that Ib is equal to minus Ic, or Ic is equal to minus Ib, right? So if you substitute that, you will get 1/3 of alpha minus alpha square into Ib. This is the Ib here, that is positive current. Okay, similarly the neutral current In is equal to 1/3 of plus alpha square Ib plus alpha Ic. Okay, so again apply the sequence method here. So then that will be simplified, because again I is 0. So then 1/3 of alpha square minus alpha into Ib here. So now you observe this, Ip is equal to alpha minus alpha square, then In is equal to alpha square minus alpha here. It means the current in phase is opposite. Okay, that will be Ip is equal to minus In. So whatever we have proved in phase, that is Ic is equal to minus Ib, same amount of current is also flowing in the Ip and In also. Okay, phase and neutral current. So let us simulate or derive further of Ip here. So then Ip is equal to 1/3 of alpha minus alpha square. So okay, we have taken from this equation. So here alpha is a exponential variable term, so that we are going to define alpha is equal to e to the power j 2 pi by 3 here. Okay, so that exponential term we are going to write it in cos 2 pi by 3 plus j sin 2 pi by 3 here. So then substitute here in phase equation. So then 1/3 of cos 2 pi by 3 plus j sin 2 pi by 3 minus its alpha square is there, then minus cos 4 pi by 3 minus j sin 4 pi by 3 into Ib. Okay, So this cos 2 pi by 3 and cos minus 4 by 3 are get cancelled because all the values at 180 degree are same here. So then that is equal to one third of j. So sin 2 pi by 3 and sin 4 pi by 3 values will be root 3 by 2. So then it will be 2 root 3 by 2 into ib. So this 2 get cancelled, and the remaining is j root 3 divided by 3. So then we are going to simplify this as j root 3 divided by 3. We are going to write it as root 3 into root 3. Then this root 3 get cancelled. What is the remaining? J ib divided by root 3 is the phase current in the circuit here. So similarly, as we have seen that the phase current will be in opposite direction, so that will be ip is equal to minus in. So then in will be minus j of ib divided by root 3 here. So these two equations are the phase current equation and the neutral current here. So now we'll discuss the total net voltage between the phase and the neutral here. So that we are going to write it as vp minus vn in the circuit here. Okay, so in these two b and c, the voltage across the vp minus vn, that we are going to write, already we have defined this vb minus vn. So we have taken this equation from the phase sequence method, that we are going to write as 1 by 3 va plus alpha vb plus alpha square vc minus one third of va plus alpha square vb plus alpha vc here. So this va and this va will get cancelled. The remaining will be alpha minus alpha square vb plus alpha square minus alpha vc, that is going to multiply with one third here. So in both of the cases alpha minus alpha square are common here, take outside, then one third of alpha minus alpha square into vb minus vc. Okay, so that we are going to write as j into vbc, because there are two phases, that is b and c. So vbc divided by root 3 in phase we are written here. So let us draw the equivalent circuit diagram for this voltage and the phase and neutral current. So then it will be, okay, so we have the starter and the rotor connection here. So let us draw it. We have the rs here, we have the starter resistance, we have the starter reactance that is connected to the first two sequence of the starter or slip ring. So that is xm, xr, and rotor resistance. So that is connected to the next winding, that is negative sequence winding. So then it will be xm, xr prime, rr prime divided by 2 minus s. So that is connected to again r rs xs. Okay, so ultimately you can see this in first two sequence winding, the slip will be normally s. So this we have proved in many derivations, you go through that. And similarly this rotor resistance divided by 2 minus s, so this is the 2 minus s is the slip in the negative sequence winding here. Okay, so then for the supply voltage we have the, sorry here, sorry for the disturbance. Okay, so we have the supply voltage and proved that v is equal to j into vbc divided by root 3 we can. Okay, the phase voltage is across in the phase b and c here. So v is equal to j vbc divided by root 3, that is equal to the difference between the phase and the neutral voltage. So it means the that is the difference between two voltages, phase and neutral. Then this half of the equivalent circuit will be the first voltage drop. So that is nothing but Vp drop. This is the negative voltage drop here, okay, this circuit, the below circuit. So then the above circuit will be supplied with the phase voltage, that is Ip, and the below circuit supplied with the IN here. Then if this is the normal line voltages between the any two phases here, okay, so this equation, okay, this equation is the voltage between any two phases, line to line voltages. Similarly, if we are going to find the first voltage between the phase, okay, so that will be sorry, sorry for the, okay, so this is the phase, sorry, this is the phase voltage, okay, between the any two line voltages here. So let us define the torque here. In this equivalent circuit diagram, the torque will be, that is net torque will be the uh, net torque will be the positive torque and the negative torque, okay, the combination of both the positive sequence torque and the negative sequence torque. So that we are going to define it as the net torque is equal to Tp plus Tn here. Then let us draw the speed torque characteristics of the AC dynamic braking for the induction motor here. So we have the torque in the x-axis, we have the speed in the y-axis, we have the first two sequence torque in the first quadrant. So let us draw the first two sequence torque here. So that is started with the synchronous speed, first two synchronous speed, so that we will call it as the Tp here. So if you change the polarity of the motor, so then it will be started from the negative synchronous speed, it will be like this, okay. So this is nothing but the negative sequence torque Tn. If we are going to add these first sequence torque and the negative sequence torque, will get the total net torque. So net torque will be like this, okay. So this is the net torque here. So if net torque starts when we are going to say that net torque is high here, when both the first sequence torque and negative sequence torque is in this direction, okay, here it is. So when it's reaches its speed here, then it will starts decreasing, okay, it start decreasing and comes to the 0 point here. So let's say the positive sequence torque, whatever is existed in quadrant first, this torque has been drawn from this torque has been drawn for a very high rotor resistance through the slip rings, whatever we have here, the slip ring. So this is going to draw very high rotor resistance here through the this slip ring induction motor in the two lead connections here, okay. So let us draw the three lead connections here. So already we have drawn the circuit for this three lead connections. We have the three phase supply that is connected to the motor. So the slip ring is connected to the rotor here, okay. So then we are made the short circuited the phase A and phase B here. Phase B is connected to the phase B supply, and the C is connected to the phase C here. So then same way the line voltage or the voltage across the phase A and B will be 0 here, that is VAB is equal to 0. Similarly the phase B and C, that is voltage across the BC, will be root 3 into total voltage here, okay, three phase voltage, root 3 into V. So then the voltage across the VCA will be opposite of VCB here, or VCB we are going to write it as the negative of VBC, the opposite of the VBC here, then minus VBC, that we are going to write as minus root 3 into V. So it means VBC is equal to minus of VCA here. So then let us calculate the line voltages of phase and neutral voltage here. So then we apply the sequence component method here. So let us write the Vp here. Vp line is equal to 1/3 of VAB plus alpha VAB plus alpha square VCA. So already we know that VAB will be 0. So substitute it. Then VBC is equal to minus of VCA. So that will be 1/3 of alpha minus alpha square into root 3V here. So if we simplify this, you will get 1 by root 3. Then this 1 by 3 we are going to write 1 by root 3 into root 3. This root 3 and this root 3 can get cancelled here. The remaining is 1 by root 3 alpha minus alpha square into V here. So if you are going to apply the exponential term, you will get it as root 3 V root 3V divided by root 3. This root 3 will be get cancelled here. So then it will be J into V. Similarly, write the Vn here, Vn of line voltage, then 1/3 of VAB plus alpha square VAB plus alpha VCA. If you simplify, you will get the opposite of the phase voltage, that will be Vp line is equal to minus of Vn line here. So that will be minus J into V here. So then whatever we have calculated here, that is for the line voltage, okay. So if we find the phase voltage of the Vp, so then its magnitude of the phase voltage Vp is equal to the phase of the neutral voltage here, that will be the magnitude of V phase is equal to magnitude of Vn phase, that is equal to V by root 3 here, because both the first two sequence phase voltage and the negative sequence phase voltage are same here in the circuit. So then if we draw the equivalent circuit diagram for this three lead connections, so let us draw the, we have the rotor starter resistance, starter reactance, then connected with the xm here, xr prime divided, then rr prime divided by the slip here, then connected with the negative winding, negative sequence winding, xm, xr prime, rr prime divided by 2 minus s, that is connected to again starter winding, that is the rotor starter resistance and the starter reactance. So here the first two sequence diagram will be supplied with the phase P IP here, then negative sequence diagram will be supplied with ion here. So we have the in between the first two and negative diagram, we are going to divide it, because it's a three lead connection, we connected A and B short circuited. So this will be the across the first two here, so this will be the B first two, this will be the B negative of phase here. The total net torque of this will be T is equal to Tp plus Tn here, positive sequence torque plus the negative sequence torque. In the first two sequence diagram, the first two torque is supplied, so then whatever the speed, that is synchronous speed, will be always first in this diagram here. Similarly here the synchronous speed is negative here, that is minus omega ms. So most probably this AC dynamic braking system is uh, best suitable or employed for the slip ring induction motor. So this is very important here. We are going to employ it for the slip ring induction motor here. So let us go for the next one. Second one, DC dynamic braking. Okay, so DC dynamic braking of the induction motor. So we have the three phase winding. So let us draw the winding A, B and C here, connected in a star, supplied with the supply voltage. We are going to kept open of one end of the winding here, that is C winding is kept open here. Connect the supply voltage with winding A and B here. Okay, and we have the rotor, so that is having the slurry or the windings that is rotating in forward direction here. So again we have the one more winding here, that is in star connection, that is let us say the winding A, winding B, winding C here. What we are going to do, the any two end of the windings are short circuited here. So here B and C are short circuited here, then A and short circuited will be supplied with some of the voltages here. Okay, so that is again we have the rotor here rotating in the product. So this is about the star connection here. If winding is in delta connection, so let us say the delta connection. Okay, delta connection here. So we have the three windings A, B, C here. We have the rotor that is connected in the delta. Again here also same thing, same operation will be happen. We are going to short circuit any two windings here. So C and B are short circuited here, that is supplied with the supply voltage, that is DC supply voltage VDC here. So call it as figure A here, this is figure B, this is figure C and figure C. The figure A and C represents the two lead connection here. Okay, figure A and C shows the two lead connection because one end of the windings are kept opened, so that's why we have the supply voltage only for the two windings here. Okay, so that's why A and C are the two winding connections or two lead connections. Similarly we have the figure B and figure D. These two will be the three lead connections here because short circuited between any two windings, so that is connected or supplied with the supply voltage, that will be the three lead connections here. Okay, let us stop here and we'll further discussion continue in the next class. Okay, thank you.